Hey everybody, so I'm making this video to show you how far off the mark CNBC was in one of their posts on Instagram. Again, it's CNBC, the major news organization. They did a post on their Instagram account today that was so far off the mark, and I noticed it right away because I actually read what's going on in the world. And it has to do with the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and there's so many reasons why this is so off the mark that it's just shocking that no one in their news organization has caught this yet. So first I'll show you the post. It says Bill Gates gave away $35 billion this year but didn't see his personal net worth drop. And then I'll show you that, yeah, this is CNBC's Instagram account. There's their 761,000 followers. But yeah, I'll bring this up again. Bill and Melinda Gates gave away $35 billion this year. Okay. Now, there's so many reasons why this is so far off the mark. It's hard to even know where to begin. Because I read about what's going on in the world. I read a lot, and so I noticed this was wrong right away for many reasons. First, I'm going to show you the financials from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation website. Now, right here, you have the assets there's total assets for 2018. That's 47.8 billion. Last year it was 51.8 billion. Okay, now they're not going to give away 80% of their endowment in 1 year. So first of all, the IRS rules for these charitable foundations for their endowment is they have to give away 5% of the previous year's asset level. So since it was 51.8 billion, they'd have to give away close to 2.6 billion. Now, 2.6 billion is a lot different than 35 billion. Now, also, if they gave away 35 billion last year, then this year, if that were true, then that would be 5% of the foundation, which would mean the foundation had $700 billion in it. It doesn't. It has, between 47 and 51 billion, whatever. But again, those are the assets. That's not 700 billion. So let's go. First, they list Warren Buffett's gifts to the endowment. You can clearly see these are Warren Buffett. See, that's his name there. But these are the gifts that Warren Buffett has given to the endowment. Now, Warren Buffett's rules for giving to the endowment is that, or given to the foundation, is that his money is not to be put in the foundation. I mean, Warren Buffett's rule is his money is not to be put in the endowment. It is to be spent and given out in the same year he gives it. So all those figures I just showed you, that's money that's been spent, and his goal is to double the foundation's giving. So that's another reason why this CNBC post is so wrong. Warren Buffett's gifts every year, they double the foundation's giving. So basically whatever he's given, that's what the foundation is given. So that means last year the Gates gave away 2.6 billion, not 35 billion. It's very clear there. So you can also, here's this is their, again, this is the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation website. It's their annual report, and they have these nice charts that are very clear that the CNBC journalists did not look at. I mean, it's very clear what they've given away. They've got this nice pie chart, then they have this table here,
You can see for global development they gave away 1.8 billion, and then over 1.3 billion for global health, and so on, and it comes out to a total of over 5 billion. Then they break it down even further. Each section gets broken down percentage-wise to the different categories. So it's very, very clear. It's easy to read. It's very clear. So, again, if the foundation's total giving last year was $5 billion, then that means the Gates gave approximately half of that and Warren Buffett the other half. That is a little different than $35 billion. That is way off the mark. If the Gates gave between, if the Gates gave away, 2.5 to 2.6 billion, let's just say 2.5, that's going to be 1/14th of the $35 billion figure CNBC gave. I mean, that $35 billion is 14 times what they really gave away. Now again, I'm not trying to belittle what the Gates have done and what they gave away. They're the most generous people on the face of the planet, and they've done a lot of good in this world, saved hundreds of thousands of lives, put a lot of computers in schools, and so on. But this whole video is to show how, for me, CNBC is no longer a credible news organization, because as you can clearly see on the Bill and Melinda Gates website, all the information's there, plain to see. I mean, it's not like you have to be a journalist trying to get a source to give you information. It's there for anyone to see. And if they're this wrong on such public information, for me it's just general knowledge, because I've read about the Gates and their foundation for years, so that's why I spotted this huge mistake so easily. But if they're this wrong on such public information, how wrong are they on information that's harder to get? Are they making stuff up? If they're reporting something where they have to get sources to get information that's not public, that is even going to be less credible than this, which is unbelievable. So, I don't know, the bottom line is CNBC, for me, is no longer a credible news organization. I just don't even know. Oh, and then that's the other thing. So the people that put this up for CNBC obviously didn't know what they were doing, and they have a rat for a brain. But the phenomenal thing is, this post has been up for several hours, and nobody in the entire news organization has noticed how far off the mark this is, how wrong it is. Nobody in that whole NBC stratosphere of, CNBC, MSNBC, or NBC, nobody anywhere up on the ladder, from the top down, from the top CEO to the head of the news, nobody in the entire NBC organization has noticed that this post is so incredibly wrong. And then that leads me to believe, what else of this is wrong? What other stories? I mean, is any of this real? Can we rely on CNBC for any news if they're this wrong on this? Really, nobody in this organization has noticed that this is wrong. It's just baffling to me. It's just unbelievable, and I don't even know what to say. So anyways, that's my little rant on CNBC, and they are no longer credible to me. So anyways, thank you.